Hi Anna,
Hello, Miss Sherry.
welcome to FairShow.
Thank you.
Okay, just a brief information. Anna is a DP1 student in Fairview International School and also the student council president. I used to be his Mandarin teacher. He is one of my best students, and despite his humble personality, he is also very good at study. He achieved a 7A star in his IGCSE exam. Oh my God, 7A star! You are a genius.
Thank you.
So one of these 7A star is my Mandarin subject, for which I'm really proud of. As an IB student, he is also a community activist. So today our main topic is about his personal project, FairCare. First of all, I would like to express my highest congratulations for our ever first young youth volunteer fair, Lee. FairCare Fair has completed a big success. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And as the initiator of this project, would you like to share with us your insight of this project?
Thank you so much, firstly, for such kind words and such a nice introduction. So, FairCare was, I started working on FairCare in May 2018 as part of my IBMYP personal project, and I'm still continuing this as part of my DP CAS component. So, in Fairview and in all IB schools, we have a component called Service and Action, where every student must do 2 acts of community service in a year. But from my research and from my experience, I found out that people usually take this opportunity for granted. They didn't have the proper guidance or the motivation, so I wanted to change that. So FairCare is basically a website I made where students can go onto to find different service and action opportunities available for them. So I've partnered with many NGOs in Malaysia to present these activities in the website. Right now we have about 38 different NGOs partnered with us, and this whole project combined was the event on itself. So we invited the NGOs to attend, and we also invited our MYP and DP students to attend as well. So they could have a direct communication with and build a direct relationship with the NGOs, and hopefully they can start contributing to the community.
Great. So what are the vital achievements for this first FairCare?
So as I mentioned, we have partnered with over 38 NGOs, and just in June 2019 we only had 7. So it was a big step up for us. Only 18 NGOs were able to attend the event because of different logistical issues, but I feel quite satisfied that these 17 NGOs could attend. We also had 400 students from Fairview attending, which it's quite a big achievement in my opinion. We also had more than 50 students attending from outside Fairview. So we had students from IGB International, we had from Champaka, from Mount Care International School as well. So that was really it was really fun to host them as well. And one thing which actually I didn't plan for was this whole FairCare event was supposed to be for NGOs to connect with students.
Yes.
But actually it turned out that NGOs were also able to connect with other NGOs. So we had international big NGOs like Hope Worldwide, but we also had local NGOs like Fuji. So they could collaborate and they could communicate and possibly start a collaboration. So it was good for the NGO to NGO relationship as well. So although it wasn't the direct intention, I'm really glad that it worked out.
Great, you just built a great network.
Thank you. That was the whole point. I wanted to build a platform, not just for students, but for everyone. And after almost 2 years of hard work, it feels really nice to see it all come through together.
Okay, so you have maintained this project for 2 years?
Yes.
So what drove you to initiate this program?
Okay, so this whole project is about service and action, right? And I feel personally invested towards this topic because when I was in my early MYP years, that's from M1 to M3, I didn't have the guidance. So I took service and action for granted, and I did simple activities like recycling or visiting an orphanage, and just to get it over with. But now that I'm applying for universities and I just have a broader understanding of the impact service and action can have, I realized that, oh no, I missed a big opportunity. And I didn't want my juniors to be misled like I was, or I didn't want them to have the shortcomings in guidance that I had. So I wanted to build FairCare so I could assist them and to make sure that they don't have the same difficulties as I did when tackling service and action. And not just that, so FairCare on itself is a website, right? And in university, I want to study business with IT. So this project on itself directly connects with what I want to pursue in the future. So I didn't really see working for FairCare as work in general, but I saw it as like a hobby. So whenever I felt stressed for academic work, I could jump onto FairCare related tasks, and it would just be like relieving stress. So it didn't feel like a burden or something like, it didn't feel like additional stress. It felt like a way for me to express my passion.
Yes, you are doing what you really like.
Yeah, and it didn't feel like any hard work. It just came naturally.
Okay, talking about guide the younger grade. So I used to be a homeroom teacher. I received some service and action proposals for this, especially lower MYP like M1 or M2. And I found they are not really understand the meaning of service and action. Most of the time they just submit a report and generate photos to complete this task. So do you think FairCare can really improve them to be more awareness of service and action and be more creative, as well as bringing change to community?
I really hope so, I really do. So in FairCare, in the website, we don't just provide the different activities, but we also explain service and action and the short-term and long-term benefits. I understand that teenagers, especially people who are younger than me or my age, we look more towards short-term benefits rather than long-term benefits. And I try to express clearly and break down the short-term benefits students can have to do service and action. So it's like if students can do this, then they can earn this outside of school as well. So I try to motivate them in that sense. And I have received feedback from my peers. So my brother is in grade 7, and that allowed me to have a good opportunity to connect with his peers and his friends. They just entered MYP, so by connecting with them, I ensured that they understood what SNA meant, and they had some questions about service and action, and I did a presentation with them as well. So I received feedback from them, and that presentation and just direct communication really helped me improve the website, and so far I've received positive feedback from the students that it really has helped them so far.
Great.
Thank you.
So you are involved in all these service and action. How does service and action change the way you think and your views of this work?
I think it's a really, really good opportunity because we are really blessed to be in such an amazing international school. But unfortunately, not everyone is as blessed as us. And by doing service and action and by visiting these NGOs and doing acts of service to the community, I feel that we have an amazing opportunity to look at the world through other people's eyes and to understand how they feel. So when I visited these NGOs, for example, to check them out, I was like, wow, I'm really blessed to have many opportunities that they don't. So service and action I don't feel it's not just an academic component, you just need to get it over with, but I feel that it is a whole life experience in general, because it really opens your eyes to all the opportunities that has been presented to us, and it really makes you feel grateful for what you have.
Great. Yeah. So I have checked your website, FairCare domain, and are you the one running this website?
Yes. So from day one in May 2018 till now, I've been the one who founded the website and I've been maintaining it. Yeah, and it's been great so far.
Because I watched a video and recognized your voice.
Yes,
it
that was
sounds
my
familiar
interview.
to me.
Yeah.
So I know it's your hobby, but it must take a lot of effort and time to maintain this platform. So how can you manage to balance your timing of studying and managing projects?
I actually try to look at it through a parent's perspective. So I always felt that FairCare is like my baby. And our parents have babies and a work life to balance, right? But they are still able to manage it. So I try to look at it like that my work is my academics and my baby is FairCare. So I had to give equal time to both. And every day I tried not to work more than 1.5 to 2 hours on FairCare so that I don't get bored or I don't feel too stressed by the work. So even though it's been almost 2 years since I started, I feel just as invested into the project since day one.
Great. So what would your future plan for this platform be?
So until now, our objective was to get as many NGOs as possible. As I mentioned, we have had 38 NGOs partnered with us so far. But after the event, after our FairCare Fair, my main goal right now is to connect with other schools. So as I mentioned, the schools which attended our event, NKIS, Champaka, IGB, I was very fortunate to meet with their principals and their coordinators, and I got their contact details. So I look forward to reaching out to them and to see how we can bring FairCare to their school, because I don't want it to be, I really hope that one day FairCare is not just restricted to Fairview KL campus, but maybe Fairview every campus, and then hopefully every IB school in Malaysia. So that's the plan.
Okay. So I know you are in DP, so your study have a lot need to handle. So are you mentoring any successor to help you maintain this program?
I have received recommendation that I should start looking for a
you
successor
start
already.
Recruitment.
I'm still searching. I haven't found the right person yet. But I really hope that by the time I graduate 2 years into the future, I can not only select, but I can train them to lead FairCare the way I wanted it to be. So even if I'm not running FairCare, I hope that it is run with the same vision and the same mission that I started it with.
Great. I hope
you.
all the best for the
Thank you so
undertaking
much.
journey.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so you know our audience are mainly Mandarin speak. So you are very good. You get a 7-8 star for your Mandarin. So would you like to say something in Mandarin to them?
你好，我叫阿娜，我是非优国际学校的学生。我最喜欢非优国际学校，谢谢。
谢谢. Okay, thank you so much, Daniel.
Thank you.
Okay, see you everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.